It's the way that the art that you experience, the stories that you're told as a kid sort of insinuate themselves into your heart, and you almost can't think your way out of them. They shape your soul in a very profound way because they're part just of the like being that you are. And so this speaks to, really the essence of what art is and why we find it both so attractive and so dangerous. Why people who think seriously about it do really say, well, should I be watching this thing which just sort of has the potential to corrupt me, but also has the potential to edify me in all of these great ways. And eventually, over the course of working out this argument, you come up with this Latin phrase of three things. It's actually three things initially that rhetoric is supposed to do, but it also becomes what art is supposed to do. And that is movere in Latin, docere, and delectare. And these are three words which translate to move the emotions, to teach, to educate, and to delight. And art that is really sort of excellent, some of the art that we have studied in this podcast, for example, right, is supposed to do all those three things at once. And the reason for this is that what it is conveying is actual truth of a kind that you can't argue into somebody. The truth of the goodness of a thing, or the truth of a beauty of something is something that has to be felt and conditioned into you almost as you are guided through your natural impulses. And if you are wrongly guided, if you are given things as a child that guide you to experience beautiful things as ugly and ugly things as beautiful, it can be terribly, terribly deforming. And this is why we care more about censoring what kids watch than what adults watch, right? And this, we've now worked our way through some profound philosophical ancient Greek wisdom up to something very, very intuitive, which is you want to watch out for what kids watch. And this is why we have ratings on movies. It's why parents are supposed to be involved in the consumption, the art consumption of their children. And then as we grow older, as we've stabilized ourselves in our vision of the world, we can sort of branch out and explore around the edges, which is another role of what art does. It sort of seeks for truth that is odd or sort of counteracts our intuitions. And that's why, of course, we don't just want to be kind of stern, censorious, like put limits on everything, because the point of art is to explore the furthest regions of truth. And in order to do that, it needs to have a certain degree of license. It needs to be as searingly honest as possible about grief, right? And pain and these things that, and human sexuality, right? And desire and all of these things which are there and are real, whether or not we approve of the ways in which they occur. It's important for us to be sort of educated in that way too. That's that docere thing, that teaching thing. So there's this delicate balance between, the role of art, which is to shape the soul and to teach what is good and evil, with the role of art, which is also to delight and to please and the inherent pleasure that we take in seeing something well represented.